got yelled at by a couple people about holding my phone, so I promise I won't do that. A phone holder's coming, and I have it on my seat, so I have both hands on my steering wheel, except for when I'm drinking my coffee, because I realized I didn't drink my coffee yesterday. So I wanted to share with you guys how, a story of mine, and like an actual story, not one of those like lies or whatever that I was talking about yesterday, but basically, like, we're all imperfect. So I was driving to pick up my kids yesterday from daycare, and I ran out of gas. I was probably like 2 miles, 2-3 miles away from the gas station, but I didn't quite make it, so I had to walk. And some stories came up, like, Emily, like, screwed up again. You're gonna be late picking up your kids. She's gonna be angry. All this stuff that, typical human, just what was going on in my head. But I kind of saw what was happening, and like, I'm in a place where I can see, like, okay, that's just my reaction, and I kind of like, let myself feel it for a little bit, and then I acknowledged it, and then I said, okay, it's okay. We'll walk to the gas station. It'll be fine. Freaking out is not going to help. Getting angry is not going to help. And so I walked to the gas station, listened to my videos on YouTube and stuff. Like, I listened to Brene Brown, and she was talking about integrity, and so it was a nice walk. And then it might not sound much, but my kids' daycare, they have every year they do caterpillars, like monarch butterfly or monarch caterpillars, and then the kids watch them like turn into monarch butterflies, and it's like amazing. And this year they couldn't find any, and as I was walking, I just happened to look down, and here is a little caterpillar, like a monarch caterpillar, and there was no milkweed to be found, so he would have died. And I thought, this is perfect, so I grabbed him, because monarchs can only eat milkweed. That's what I have been told. It could be something else, but and I brought it, and like, it's kind of like it helped me, like there was a purpose in me running out of gas, like, because their kids are gonna be so excited for this monarch caterpillar. I mean, Lily, my 3-year-old, she got really excited seeing the caterpillar, and we brought it, like, I took it into daycare when I finally got there, and yeah, so I guess it's not really anything heavy this morning, just that, we can like berate ourselves and like kind of like, say, Emily screwed up again, like, I should have gotten gas, although that's actually the first time I've ever run out of gas in my life, but trust me, I've made other mistakes. And so I guess just being vulnerable this morning is telling you guys that I made a mistake. I didn't fill up with gas, and I had to walk, but it turned out all right. So I guess that's my other message is that we are imperfect, and it's okay. And you know what? The universe, God, whatever you believe, like, if you believe any of that stuff, it's going to be used to the greater good, regardless. If you let it, I could have gotten into a bad mood and, taking it out on the kids and, all that stuff. But it's just easier sometimes to just, all the time it's easier to just just forgive yourself. Be more compassionate. You know, how can you show yourself self-compassion today? You know, what ways can you show up for yourself today? You know, I was talking to my friend last night, and we were talking about, I don't know if it was that conversation. It was one conversation. But we were talking about, you know, being your best friend, being your own best friend. Like, you know, the other day I found myself saying, like, Emily, you really screwed up. Like, you didn't do that very well. And then I ended it with, and I love you. and that kind of gave me pause. And, like, because I realized, like, we treat ourselves like an enemy sometimes. And we should be treating ourselves like our best friend. Like, you know, you screwed up. That did happen, you know. What can you learn from it? And two, it's okay. You know, we're all human. It's okay. You know, you got this. I love you. Just tell yourself I love you today. I guess that's my message. I guess that's my vulnerable. So I'll be telling myself I love myself today. So, yeah. All right. Well, I'm keeping it short today. I realize not everyone has a half hour to watch my videos every day. So there'll be some short days, some long days. Also, for people who are still watching, I learned some good tips this morning from Mel Robbins. She's a lady she's like a self-talk lady. Not self-talk, but like, so she's a little different from Brene Brown. Mel does kind of tricks. Like, she does like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then like you like, it kind of tricks your brain. Like, she gives you like brain tricks almost. And I learned something today, and I'm gonna try it. I cannot wait to try it. So when you're in a fearful situation, like, so for me, a fearful situation is telling people, not necessarily people, but like a person, like that they hurt my feelings, or, you know, that is very fearful for me. Like, I have a real hard time with that, and I am working on it. I'm overcoming it. I still got a long way to go. But she was talking about, she used the analogy of flying on an airplane, because a lot of people are nervous flying on airplanes. And she said, what you want to do is you want to think of an anchor thought. I think it's Mel Robbins. I definitely want to give her credit. And she's saying you want to do an anchor thought about, so let's say you're on the plane and you're really nervous. First, like, do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, kind of trick your brain into like, okay, we're shutting off the fear, like we're shutting down the fear, and then think back to a time where you got into a plane and then like had like an amazing experience, like an amazing vacation, or in my sample or example or whatever. So like, you know, if I'm about to tell someone how I feel and I'm like having that fight or flight panic attack almost, because it's really a panic attack, like, I would think of a time where I actually told someone how I felt and how I felt afterwards, because I always feel better. Like 99% of the time, I always feel better because I'm going in it with love. I'm not going in to criticize the person. I'm going in, well, I try to, at least. And so feel how you felt the last time you did that, and like, how did that feel? How did you feel? Like, you felt like I feel when I tell people how I feel, and I tell them with love, and they receive it well, and you know, I feel great. Like, I feel like a weight has lifted off my shoulders, and I realized, like, that's an awesome tool. Like, I didn't think about that. Like, that's an amazing tool that I'm going to put into practice, where So, I go to tell someone how I feel, and instead of fearing the fear, she says you want to flip it to excitement, and that's how you do it. You've had that anchor thought, and you think about the last time or a time where you did the exact same thing and you had good results. And that kind of flips your mind into excitement and out of fear. And I can see that working. Like, I can see that helping me to step into my courage and to step out of fear. There's a lot of other examples in my life where I could use that. That's just one of the biggest ones for me. Because I don't like to tell people how I feel, because that would make them, one, feel bad, and two, I actually have to say how I feel. And three, they could reject me. They could say, I don't care what you think. And that's scary, no one likes rejection. So I'll have to, not have to, but I am excited for this tool, and I cannot wait to use it. Once I do, I will tell you guys how it goes. I probably won't tell you specifically, because I don't want to tell you guys anything specifically about anyone else on these videos, but just me, how it felt with me. So, all right, guys, I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I love every single one, and I really hope that you get something out of these videos. I know I am, and I am so excited that you guys are